friends. Some of you might recognize me from the live trainings that I've done at your school. Some of you might not know who I am, and some of you might just try to forget about me. However, I'm back, and here I am. I am Phil with Centennial Mental Health, and I'm a prevention specialist. Today on my show, we're going to be talking a lot about coping skills and how to utilize our coping skills and rely on them during these times of uncertainty, when we're feeling anxious and stressed out. Now, you might be asking, well, Phil, what is a coping skill? I'm glad you asked. A coping skill is something that we utilize when we're feeling stressed or anxious. It brings us happiness and joy, and it helps us process through the hard times. So, what I want everybody to do is come along on this journey with me and see what coping skills can work for you. Okay, so deep breathing is a great way to de-stress and help anxiety. Gets oxygen to everywhere. So let's kind of practice. So you breathe in. Don't forget to breathe out. Don't forget to breathe out. Obviously, you don't want to do what I just did and pass out. Obviously, you want to breathe out. Don't hold your breath. So what you really want to do is breathe in to the count of 4 and then breathe out to the count of 4. Think of it as smelling the flowers and then blowing the pinwheel. And do this anywhere from 5 to 10 times and really allow that oxygen to get through everywhere in your body, get to your mind, get to your muscles, and really start to relax you. This is a really good technique to be able to use anywhere, and I really hope that all of you take this up as one of your coping skills. So let's see what's on the agenda for the next one. Well, we've come to music now, which is one of my favorite parts. Music is really a good tool in our arsenal of coping skills to utilize during times like these. It is something that we can have on hand. In the technology that we have today, we can have music streaming, we can have it in our phones, we can have it in our rooms. Wherever we are, we can have music. And music is really important. It alters the brain chemistry to allow us to be happy and to reduce that anxiety and that stress that we're feeling. Some of us like to listen to stuff like this. But times where I'm really kind of anxious or stressed, I listen to more of stuff like this. But really, you have to pick out what works for you. Whether it be country or classical or jazz or heavy metal or rock or R&B or rap, whatever it is that brings you back kind of into a clearer head. That's really what we're trying to get to. So really utilize music during this time of this period that we're in to help with your anxiety. Utilize it as one of those other tools that you can use. Remember, we don't want just 1 or 2 coping skills. We want a number of them that we can turn to. And with times like we're in right now, we really want to have as many as that we possibly can, even though we're cooped up at home. But one more little song for you that I like to listen to, and this is kind of helps me smile, is this. Well, trouble melts like lemon drops. Now, I can't play the whole song or I'm like copyright. So anyway, let's move on to the next thing. So exercise is a big one for coping with anxiety and stress. Obviously, what I just did there, trying to run, is not for me. All right, I'm going to pass out, and like I did with the deep breathing, if I keep running. But walking is great. If we get out and we walk, it clears the mind. It gets that exercise, those endorphins going. So with whatever you can do exercise-wise, walking, running, doing push-ups, sit-ups, stretching. If you have a home gym, work out in that. If not, you can do other things. Try yoga, all right? Look it up. Obviously, I am not a yoga person. I teach a few poses at schools, but I'm really not that good. I'm still learning as well. But I do know the Karate Kid. So, that's like I just go out and stand like this for a while. And that seems to help. So, exercise is a great coping skill. Get out there, exercise, enjoy it, get outside, get some sun. That will help reduce anxiety and stress. So, let's see what's next. All right, welcome to my studio. This is where I do a lot of my actual creating, drawing, painting, all those types of things. But before I had my studio, all I had was a kitchen table, a floor, a couch, my bed. You can create pretty much anywhere you want to. A pencil and a paper, paint, whatever you can get your hands on can help you reduce anxiety and stress by creating. Now, I rock my favorite apron when I create sometimes, respect the beard. But you don't need an apron, you don't need special tools or anything. Just get out there and create. Here's a few ideas on how you can create. Now you can see that you don't need any special tools to create something. Creating just helps us reduce our stress and anxiety. It helps me tremendously with my own anxiety. It helps me de-stress after a long day of work, when things aren't going my way or things I'm worried about. I come in here and I just draw or I paint or I do something. So get out there and start creating and turn this into one of your coping skills. Let's see what other coping skills we have left. So positive thinking is a good tool to utilize throughout the rest of your life. Studies have shown that if you write down 3 things that you're thankful for every day for 21 days, it actually alters the brain chemistry, obviously, in your mind. What it does is it starts to make you see things in a more positive light rather than a negative. Typically in life, we look at all the negatives. 100 good things can happen in one day and 1 negative thing, and we focus on the negative. So here's a good idea. Write down things that you're thankful for or that are positive in your life, kind of like I did right here. So we've gone over some coping skills, some in a little bit more detail than others, but in reality, it's really about what works for you. Here are a few other coping skills that work for me that might in turn work for you. Thank you for going on this journey with me through coping skills for anxiety and stress. Now, I understand that as humans, we will never be able to get away from stress and anxiety. It is part of our nature. However, we can help reduce that and process through it by finding coping skills that bring us joy and happiness. I gave you some of the ones today, but there are probably things that you found that help and work for you. But please remember, during these uncertain times, that we need these coping skills more than ever. A good way to kind of keep that stress and anxiety at bay is maintain a good routine, as close as you can to your past routines. Stay connected with family and friends. Search YouTube for videos on relaxation and meditation. And if you ever need anything, reach out and ask for help. That is not weakness, that is not anything else but strength. When you ask for help, you are being strong. So, as we end today, what I would like all of you to do is practice, utilize, and rely on your coping skills during these times. And when this is over, because it will end at some point, what I want you to do is come out with even more coping skills, stronger coping skills for the life that you have ahead. Thank you, and take care.